views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
She was nominated the Best Female Director and won the Tubman Award at the Hip Hop Film Festival in 2018. She's an actress, a film director, and a writer who hails from Harlem with strong Caribbean roots. Her latest film is currently streaming on Amazon Prime, and stick around to find out how this creative mind is making films that manifest artistic truth. Nadhege Ptah joins me on this episode of Perspectives with yours truly, Daren Jaime.
What's on your mind?
Let 'em know.
Express what's on your mind. What's on your mind?
Let 'em know. Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light. Cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference.
What's your perspective?
Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
What's your perspective?
And hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Perspectives. I am Daren Jaime. Of course, we thank you for watching. You can catch Perspectives every week here on BronxNet's Channel 67. If you have Verizon Files, of course, that is Channel 33, or anytime on the web at bronxnet.org. Of course, we invite you to also stay connected via social media. You've got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course, my professional page, Daren C. Jaime, and you can get some news and inspiration over there as well. But coming up on this edition, we want to talk about, perspectives. Well, here on Perspectives for our 15 seasons, we aim to do different things on every show. First, we want to provide a platform where the perspectives of our people can be heard unfiltered. Secondly, we highlight issues, topics, accomplishments, and people who are out there shaping the world in their own right. And our next guest, doing just that. She's an award-winning actress, writer, producer, dancer, and film director. Man, she got 10 jobs. They say she began her artistic journey dancing in her mother's womb and made good on that promise, winning awards for choreography and dance with various modern dance ensembles. She starred in several leading and supporting roles, including in the short film Paris Blues in Harlem, that she actually wrote and directed and acted in. She draws a lot of her inspiration from our neighboring borough, my hometown, Harlem, a place filled with Black history and many accomplishments. Here now to share a little bit about her story, her journey as actress and performing artist, Miss Nadhege Ptah. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Good to have you too.
I said, listen, you're a woman with 10 jobs.
You know they say Caribbean people like to have so many jobs, right?
Yeah.
So hey,
and you're doing it.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your career because you know you're doing film, but not only are you doing film. I mean, you're making a real imprint in the work that you're doing. Who are you? If somebody says, "Who is she?"
I love it. I normally say I'm a creative light in motion because I don't like to box myself into like one specific thing, but I know I'm creative. I like to tell stories, whether it's in dance, where it was my first artistic beginning was dance, and I thought I was going to be a dancer, and that's it. And then while in high school, I tapped into drama. I was in chorus. I was in a lot of things because I had such affinity for musicals, you know. So, but then as the journey had gone along, I started to tap into writing, directing, and producing. So I just say I'm a creative light in motion. I like to bring the light into the stories, speak about those elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, and expose it. So that's who I am, a creative light in motion, no matter what genre, what medium I'm working on currently.
And you get it done. I want to talk about some of the work that you've done. I mean, you know, you're an award-winning actress, and you've won some awards, and I want to talk about your work, Dodo Titi, in 2016, huh?
Yes, Dodo Titi was my first baby, even though I'm a mom in real life.
Right.
But it was that first project where I decided I was going to drive the wheel myself because I'm an actress, and I took a pregnancy pause for 8 years. I had 3 babies, right? Got married, 3 babies. And I wasn't doing anything creatively. So when I decided to go back, I didn't want to approach it where I had to put my faith in an agent to sort of drive that career for me, because there are more rejections than acceptance before you get your breakthrough.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, I can't wait for that breakthrough. I have a window, and college is not far because
Right.
they grow real fast.
Oh, yeah.
And so this was my first step into saying, okay, why don't I create the roles that I like to see myself in? Instead of just waiting for that door to open, let me open that door myself, and built the door myself. And so I wrote about a Caribbean nanny who competes with the family's dog for respect, because it stemmed out of where I was coming out of a supermarket and the aisle was narrow, and I got bumped by the person's dog, and I was furious, and I thought she felt like the dog was more important than me. And so that was the premise of why I wrote that story, which explored cultural differences, where nanny, she's tied to her tradition in terms of brewing bush tea. And Americans particularly like their dogs, and
Right.
they live in the home, and that doesn't happen in the Caribbean, or when you think about African countries, dogs stay in the outside. I've visited my aunt many times back and forth in Haiti. I've never seen a dog at all since I was a child, because that dog remains outside, doesn't come inside. So that was the premise of writing the first story, which I starred in, and I hired a director, producing team. I had a really tight team, a wonderful team who supported me, and that was why, that's the birth of Dodo TT, and that was the birth of the filmmaker coming out.
And talk to me about the name Dodo TT, because that's a special name too.
Yes, Dodo TT is a Haitian lullaby, which means sleep, little one. So I used that lullaby to sort of talk about people sleeping on their issues. Yeah, so that's.
And recently you just came back. I know you've been traveling around, film festivals, and that's still working out.
Yes. Actually, Dodo TT was completed in 2016. We got in numerous festivals, numerous nominations. We won in one category, and then I got this call, and they outreached me, said, hey, we're having our first inaugural Grenada Film Festival, and they chose Dodo TT. So I was like, I thought we were done with festivals, but I actually came back 2 weeks ago from the Grenada Film Festival, and I was part of a Black women filmmakers who opened up the festival with about 5 of us who did short films.
So when you talk about having this baby, right?
Yes.
You're working it out. To see where it goes now, what is the feeling like for you taking this and now seeing that, okay, you're at film festivals, people are really receiving it. I mean, everybody wants their stuff to be seen, and it wants it to be received, but it's a difference when it becomes an actuality.
Yes, it is a difference, and the difference is that I feel like when I was an actress, it felt like I was begging for roles or trying to get somebody to pay attention to me. I feel like there's a more respect when you are the person who's creating it for yourself. So I feel like the approach is different, where more people are coming to you instead of you coming to them.
Right.
And I feel like the doors are opening more because you're not just the actress. Oh, you wrote this? And people actually are responding to it, and it's a fairly good story, and it actually won, and it's like, oh, let's pay attention. Where you were knocking on a door as just an actress and no one was paying attention to you. Because you're up against well-known folks when you are auditioning.
Right. Coming up after the break, we'll take a quick break and come back and talk a little bit about Harlem Love. That's another piece of work that Nadhege is involved in. Gonna break that down for you. Gonna actually let you see it. So stay with us. We're coming right back in a few.
retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen,
Double points with every purchase?
cleverly merging promotions,
Love it.
cross-referencing travel sites, and booking all your flights with those.
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh, but now they're like, aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
I can't change, even if I tried, even if I wanted
And welcome back to Perspectives. We are talking with Nadhege Ptah, who's talking about some of the great work that she's done in the film industry. Glad to have her here as a guest on Perspectives, and award-winning director. She's got films out, and she's just doing it up. And really, we're glad to have you here sharing with us. I was teasing at the beginning of the show saying you
Yes,
got
you
10
were.
jobs. Really. But out of all of your work, what do you like the most? Do you like being that actress? Do you like being the director? Do you like being the writer, the producer? Which one do you like the most?
It depends on the season. So now I'm itching to just be the actress now.
Okay.
Because I think it feels like motherhood because you're carrying on a team and everything's on your shoulders. You have to juggle, you have to manage, you have to help things be in harmony to kind of see it grow, like when you birth in that baby
Right.
and letting that baby go. I think it depends on the season. As long as I'm creative, I'm happy. So I would say I love acting. I love directing. I love writing. Producing will probably I don't mind it, but it's not it's not a right brain.
Right.
Right brain. It's a combination of right and left.
So
you
somebody
know?
comes and says, listen, I want you to direct. You'd be like,
Yeah.
okay,
I love it.
right.
Yeah, it's creative.
It is. It's
Yeah.
it's
As long as
fresh.
I'm being creative.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll talk about some of your creative work.
Yes.
Yeah. Harlem Love.
Harlem Love. So Harlem Love, I'm actually was Richard Joseph, who is the director and the writer of Harlem Love, approached me about being the actress on his film. And I only came on as an actress. And, you know, indie film, you have to wear many hats to make it happen, especially when you're on a low budget.
Right.
What I call McDonald's budget.
We
don't have the caviar budget, right?
Right.
So he had asked if I wanted to become the producer, and I was like, oh, I just finished producing, I just came out of producing another film, I'll just stick to just being the actress. But there was a need, and so I ended up being the producer as well as Yvette P. Joseph, who served as the costume designer. So I ended up producing and acting on Harlem Love. So it felt like I couldn't leave the producing behind. So there was a need, and I stepped into it.
So for people who don't know about
Harlem Love. Yes, Harlem Love is about a couple. You get to see their struggles in love before they make it to the altar. So you kind of see flashbacks. You see them at the altar, but you see flashbacks, how they got to this point. And some of those things that we don't talk about, right? Those dirty secrets that exist between couples. And you get to see, oh, they've survived so many things to actually say, you know, we survived this love journey. And it's a period piece, which I love playing period piece. And Richard loves the Harlem Renaissance. So my character was Zora, because he likes Zora Neale Hurston. And Rudolph was the other actor who was played by Curtis Williams. So it was a wonderful thing to play a period piece.
And I want us to take a look at Harlem Love right now and have an opportunity to see a little bit of Nadhege's work in Harlem Love.
Yeah. When am I gonna be your girl?
Who's this?
Are you going to have
to that.
Where you going?
Just speeding your gums. May we have many adventures in this life together.
Harlem Love, Nadhege.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention one of the most rewarding thing about this project, which I love, was when I had to outreach Sonia Sanchez, who said yes, and we borrowed a piece of her poem and her voice, and we were at her house, and she donated her time for free.
Wow.
She
What
understood.
was that like having that combination?
It was tough because it took me a while to reach out to her because I was nervous because it's Sonia Sanchez, right? And then when she finally answered, I was like, hi, and just did that cold call and just asked, we're doing a project and we would love to maybe lend your voice and one of your poetry to it. And she was welcoming and just sitting at her house, and I'm like, I'm sitting with history. It was wonderful.
And when you look back and you say, wow, I did this, where does this rank for you?
Oh, real high, because I think one of the things is when people say, well, I want to become a filmmaker, I want to become an actress, so how do I do it? You just do it.
Right.
Because we'll second guess ourselves, we'll feel we don't have enough skill sets, but you're not going to gain the skill sets if you don't do it and make the mistakes to hone your craft. So this ranked real high because Sonia was, she gave so many pearls of wisdom, so I was just soaking it up, sitting at her house.
And when you talk about inspirations, who are your inspirations?
Who are my inspirations? People like Sonia Sanchez. I love the work that Ava DuVernay is doing. Jordan Peele. I love his approach. I'm not a sci-fi person.
Right.
I'm more psychological because I like digging into characters.
Okay.
But how he uses progressiveness in about the Black culture or just society and his approach in using it in sci-fi and psychological thriller, I think is genius in what he's doing, Yeah.
As a director and a filmmaker, obviously you have the creative opportunity to really showcase and talk about some things. What do you think are some of the prevalent things that you want to get a message across in doing? I mean, I know you got some stuff up your sleeve that you can share a little bit, but what are some of the things that you say, I got my eye on this and we really need to do this?
So much. In terms of what I like to tap into now or what I've done or where it was sort of like where my voice.
Now, yeah.
Everything.
Really?
Yeah, everything that we're not willing to talk about, and we just kind of skate through the issues like gentrification.
Okay.
And that's Paris Blues. It's very subtle, but it's watching how people are surviving in the backdrop of gentrification, and what does that look like when you're trying to sustain legacy. Dodo Titi was exploring on how cultural differences we can see how the system of prejudice is rooted in our behaviors, even if we mean well,
Right.
But when you grow up in something it's a system, you don't realize that your behaviors become a part of that system, and is how unconsciously we operate when we're thinking we're doing well or doing good for the cause of whatever. But I like love stories. I like social stories. But I like to kind of dig deeper in a psychological way of how humans are operating unconsciously when they think they're conscious.
Keep that thought coming back. I want to talk more with Nadhege when we return. Right here on Perspectives. Got to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a minute.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls. But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on a sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Back here with Nadhege Ptah, we're talking a little bit about all the work that she's doing. And, you know, you got 3 things out here. Well, you know, the people can actually check out. So tell us people right now what they can see, where they can see it real quick.
Okay, Harlem Love, you can see on Quali TV, which is considered the Black Netflix, started by a sister. So Quali is spelled Kweli TV. So you either have to subscribe or you can, if you want a particular film you want to watch, you pay a low fee to watch the film. Paris Blues in Harlem and Dodo TT, you can find it on demand through Comcast, Streamplex Comcast, and Amazon Prime. And we're getting ready to be on PBS online for the PBS Online Film Festival, Paris Blues in Harlem. And this is a voting, so we really need people's votes because the film with the highest votes wins.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about Paris Blues in Harlem, but first let's take a look because we haven't shown you a little bit about Paris Blues in Harlem, but let's take a look at Nadhege and Paris Blues in Harlem.
Okay.
What about us? Family?
Ciao.
She got that real estate lady in her head.
I'm representing for us and helping our community.
You said you'd be open to this.
You need cash now.
You want to know what happened to Paris Blues money?
Just keep talking, pretend like I'm answering the question.
Make it happen. Don't make this mistake.
I didn't stay past my work hours for this.
Let's protest! Don't do this, man! Paris Blues has been in the community since November 18, 1969.
Wait a minute, hey, wait a minute. I know that guy, Dr. Bob Lee. That's our brother.
Hey, your colleague, right?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And so he's in there too, huh?
Yes, he is. He told me he was an actor.
And
I was actually interviewing on his show, and he said, yeah, I'm an actor. If you ever have a part for me. And I called him 2 weeks later. I said, I have a part for you.
I'm an actor, you got a part for me?
There you go. I'll let you know.
Let me see. I'll come audition.
There you go.
That's it. Yeah. But, so when you talked about Paris Blues in Harlem, Harlem is very, very special to you. I mean, that's your home too, right? So,
yes, it is. Although I'm originally raised in Brooklyn.
Raised in Brooklyn.
Yeah, born in Jersey, raised in Brooklyn.
And Harlem is home right now.
Yes, it's been home.
Yeah. And so you directed and you produced.
And wrote it.
And wrote. What did you want people to take away?
Oh, how do we sustain legacy in disadvantaged communities? And that's what I wanted people to take away about Paris Blues, is that sometimes it's some of the issues, family issues, that prevents generational wealth, particularly in Black communities. So here is a grandfather who wants to pass on the legacy to his granddaughter, the club, to take it to the next level. But she's, you know, millennial thinking. Say, hey, we could just put it on social media platform, just sell it, and let's just have the money and we can monetize on social media. He's about community, and her community is someplace else, right? And she doesn't see the value in it. And so it's a generational difference in where they place their value. Her value is more about monetizing, making money, branding. He is about community and building that generational wealth. And, you know, it's struggling, and he needs her to decide between money or wealth. And they have a few seconds left when the realtor presents amounts of cash on the table.
Got to make that decision. Well, got to see it first of all, yeah.
Yes,
see it.
yes,
So
yes.
we're going to tell people again at the end of the show how to see it. Got a little under 2 minutes left, but I want to talk about Mott Films real quickly.
Yes.
Let us know.
Mott Films is my production company, which means manifesting an artistic truth. So these 3 films were produced under my production company, as well as other people that I've partnered with who were producers. And we're just continuing to tell inspiring stories that will help to ignite change.
And so, once again, if you want to check Nadhege out, you've got, Harlem Love, you got Paris Blues in Harlem, you got Dodo TT.
Yes.
Tell them where to get you.
Well, you can find me on social media, Nadhege Ptah, on Instagram, at Nadhege, I believe. Yeah, at Nadhege on Twitter. And Paris Blues in Harlem is on Facebook. So is Dodo TT, and so is Harlem Love. So they all have fan pages by the film titles. Yes.
What's the one big goal that you're working on that you say, listen, it's right in my grasp, I just want to, I'm chasing after it there?
We're transitioning Paris Blues in Harlem into a television series.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm working on the pitch deck development. Yeah.
Well, we have to stay tuned.
Yes, we do.
And you got to come back.
Because there's more characters. There's a lot of characters in Harlem, quite colorful.
Yes.
And I think this is a story that can be told all communities, all different parts of the United States are going through shifts and neighborhood changes. So everybody can be inspired by it. And who doesn't love good music while we watch a family drama?
Yeah, and the issues that are
They're there.
still prevalent today. Yeah,
They're there.
They really are. They really are.
And it'll be a great place for Harlem to have that series happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Positivity in Harlem.
And it exists. Paris Blues does exist. It's in Harlem.
There you go.
Yes.
Gotta check it out.
Yes.
Nadhege Ptah, our guest here. Thank you so much for coming and sharing with us.
You're welcome.
Good to have you. And as you said, she gave you the information as to where you can check her out. And certainly we want to make sure that you do support the work that's going on. It's good to see a producer, a director, a filmer. And, many times we go to the movies and we see people on the big screen, but there's a lot of other people doing some other great stuff. And Nadhege is one of them. Want to let you know, get a chance to get out there and support. That about wraps it up for this edition of Perspectives. I am Daren Jaime telling you, listen, next time we meet, stay safe, share your perspective with somebody else. You never know. It might make a difference in somebody else's life. Special thanks to our producer, Curlew Burton, our in-studio producer, Lindsay, and the whole staff here for getting us through another show. We'll see you soon. Daren Jaime saying take care, and God bless.
This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light, because it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference.
What's your perspective?
Express what's in your heart and